There we go. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for all of those who are joining live and for anybody who is joining later. Welcome to this Lightworkers Global Call to Action. And I am so very happy that you are here. It's really, really important that we stay connected to each other through the miracle of technology. And especially when we're all being told to go into isolation, and definitely we need to do that. I really want to create this so that we can join together as a global and virtual community and really light up the world with the work and grounded awareness and knowledge that we all have individually within our hearts. But before we get into the material, my name's Geneva Robbins. I'm a Reiki master here in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. And I've been doing Reiki for many years, teaching here, and I was really called to put this group together because I noticed the energetic pitch changed very rapidly here for us in Calgary. Just on Thursday was when everything hit here, and the energy in the collective, in the grocery stores and just on the street, it just skyrocketed up. And I'm a very sensitive person doing this energy work all day long, talking to people about their feelings and meditating. And and so I definitely felt this big whirlwind of energy around me Thursday, and I feel another one pitch up again because we just got news just before this started here in Alberta that the schools will be closed tomorrow, which I think is a very wise precaution. We're probably going to keep our kid home anyway, honestly. There'd be no one there to teach. So and I just blessed the ground with all this water. Anyway, so yes, it's holy water. Thanks. Oh, that's perfect. So yeah, so we're all dealing with this energy that's around us, and coping with something that is completely unfamiliar and all brand new, and that brings with it a whole wave of vulnerability and this uncertainty. And as sensitive people as you all are, if you're here, you're sensitive, you probably feel, just before all of this happened, you probably felt people's energies and emotions quite deeply anyway. And so part of what I teach is teaching people who are empaths and sensitive souls to stay in their energy bubble and stay grounded. And it is very important. I felt this energy pick up and almost whisk me away. And I knew that if I didn't plug in and get grounded really soon, I'd be just sort of tossed along with the collective energy, which isn't where we need to be. We need to be even more grounded, even more rooted than ever before, because we all have this inherent skill to tap into the energy within the earth, to bring in the energy from the divine, to flow it through our bodies, and to create a magnificent light bubble around us with our aura. And when we do that, we can stay basically in the eye of the storm. So it can be swirling all around us, but we're stable and centered, and you just get in that centered space and you stay there. And the reason we need to do this, and why I said that this is a Lightworker call to action, is because we really have to be that and anchor in that steady, grounded, connected energy even more than we were before. Um, because those who can must, and we all have our role to play as this unfolds. Not everybody is a doctor or a nurse, so we can't rush in to help there. We need to stay where we are and help from where we are, even if it seems small, it's big. Um, I had heard, I've been trying to just only get the news from the information from this source. So I've only been going on like the health websites and things like that, and trying to stay out of the media. But somebody shared with me, and maybe you guys have heard more about this, is that in Italy, where they're locked down every night, they sing. They sing. And it's things like that that move me to tears. There's such a energy of compassion and connection um, out there, and something so simple as just standing on your balcony and singing from your heart can connect people and make them feel not so alone. And we really have to honor how each of us brings the light, and we do it all day, every day, all the time, and it doesn't have to be big. You can activate that light within you in many, many ways. But first, before we get into action, we have to get grounded. You always have to put on your own oxygen mask first. So we have to plug into that ancient wisdom within the earth and really clear everything. And the best way I know how to do that is through a meditation. Um, Grounding is an energetic technique that helps you really connect into the ancient resources within Mother Earth. And that energy, Mother Earth has seen it all. She's 4 billion plus years old. And that ancient energy is what we all need right now in order to stay steady, grounded, and rooted. The first thing that happens for people when they get into fight or flight or panic is they lose their ground. There's even a physical retraction of their feet from the ground. Like we just clench right up. And the most important thing is to reestablish that energetic connection with the earth below you. And when you do that, it's just a simple visualization. Anybody can do it. And when you do that, you activate this ancient energy within you, deep in your bones, deep in your own knowing, that that will give you the information to act from a calm, restful, rooted place. And that's exactly what we need. People are hardwired to entrain to the dominant energy, which is why there's all of this rush to buy things and hoard. It's because people who are not grounded will just float along with the ocean of energy that's out there. And so we need to stay rooted and anchored in that presence. And grounding is the way that I know how to do that. So that's what I'll share with you in a little bit. The other thing that we need that will help is meditation. And there's lots of different kinds of meditations out there. We'll do a couple tonight. And really what meditation does is it immediately starts calming your nervous system and brings you out of fight or flight. So there's two, if you've never meditated before, it's very simple, and keeping it simple is the most important thing. Know that even if you still feel a lot, and if your mind is still going a lot, that it's still doing something for you. There's loads and loads of scientific information that that has proven the benefits of meditation, and you can get that benefit in 5 minutes. So, and meditating is more, it's more about the frequency, and we need to amp up our practice and get in that state as much as we can. So back to the two things. So there are two tricks to meditation that will tell your body that you are safe. And the first one is closing your eyes. Closing your eyes is something that's hard to do when you're scared. When we're afraid, we go into lockdown, fight or flight, and our eyes are wide open all of the time. And so when you're meditating, when you close your eyes, you're telling the base of your brain that you're safe, because the survival part of us will want to take in as much information as possible. So if you close your eyes, you're immediately calming your nervous system and sending a deep message of safety. Don't do it while you're driving. That's the only thing. So the other thing that you can do, so back to the closing the eyes. The other thing that's amazing about closing your eyes is that even if you have no control over anything else in your environment, you always have control over that. To just close your eyes for a few minutes. The second thing is breathing slower. So really slow breath into a count of 7 and out to a count of 7. Our heart and our lungs work together as a team. And we can't tell our heart rate to slow down, but we can slow our breathing rate down. And as soon as you slow your breathing, everything starts to settle. Your heart rate will naturally slow. And when you do that, when your heart rate is slow and your when your eyes are closed, you then can go into a deeper space within you. And when you combine that with visualization techniques like grounding and bringing the energy in through your body and surrounding yourself with a bubble of light, which I'll tell you how to do in a little bit, those things together can help you feel like you are safe and grounded and protected. And it's really amazing. And it doesn't take much time to start switching things that direction. And really it's about doing those things as often as you need to boost up that feeling of safety, and to disconnect with the overwhelm feelings and the panic. It means you can drop into your calm center. And when you're there, that's when you're actually safest. When we're panicking, we're in danger. Be very careful when you're driving or getting around in any way, because many people are very distracted. They're thinking about all of the things. They're not in their car. Wherever they are, their consciousness is not in their body. And so a lot of the things that I'm going to be guiding you through are really about getting you back in your body, back into your breath, back into your bubble, so that you can receive the information and listen to a deep wisdom within you, which will tell you what to do every step of the way. So that's the first little bit, and that's kind of the plan over the next little while. Ayla is here with me. Ayla Thomas is a Reiki master here in Calgary, and she is facilitating the chat, and it will be joining in and chiming in from time to time. So say hi, Ayla.
Hi.
Hi, how are you feeling? How are you doing?
I'm feeling a little bit more grounded just sitting here listening to you, if I'm being honest.
That's great. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. We all need it. And then it's such a big reason to join together in community because it's hard individually to get there, but collectively we can hold such big space for each other and for everyone else because we're all powerful light workers. Hi, Kelsey. And hi, everybody. Um, yes, it's we as soon as we drop in, it's easier here. It's easier for me, and I do this all day long. um, and it's just we can hold this collective space so that we can get grounded and clear, and then mindfully go into the world and follow what's deep in our hearts and souls of from where you are, how can you help? And sometimes how you can help is helping yourself, and sometimes it's helping others, and but your soul knows what to do. So um but thank you, Ayla, for joining me. Thank you for facilitating. That's amazing, amazing, amazing. So yeah.
Thank
uh,
you. I'm happy to be here.
yeah, did you have anything to add about grounding, because you are also a yoga teacher as well, and a life coach? So did you want to add anything um, from maybe a yoga perspective that might help people get in their bodies and move with their breath?
Totally. I feel like something that I should obviously be doing as well is doing Tadasana or mountain pose. It's literally just like standing there with your feet kind of plugged into the ground and feeling all four corners of your feet connecting with the
Mm.
earth. And then you start to kind of notice that from the ground up and allowing your spine to align and allowing yourself to be nice and tall. So if you're seated, you can totally still do this and, put your feet on the floor and imagine kind of that whole connection between the feet and the crown of your head and breathe into the body. And it just sort of, no matter where you are, if you do that, it feels a little bit grounding. And I should clearly be doing that all day, every day right now.
Mm-hmm.
Even thinking about it, I'm like, ooh, that's nice.
Yes, and it was nice for me to listen to as well. So thank you for that. I just felt the energy move down my body like honey. It was great. Um, yeah. So yeah, that is so fantastic and really, really great. And that's something that you can do anywhere. And the biggest thing is that when there's such a big collective energy happening, we need even more grounding than we think. So whatever you think you need for grounding, triple it. so um, because we're in a strong wind, and just like trees that survive the hurricane, you have to get deep roots, way deep, down, down, down into the earth. And that's the first step. So what we'll do is we're going to do that grounding meditation right now. So, and it's very easy. It's a guided one. It's from my book, The Secret Art of Happiness, and I just share this because this is a convenient resource that I've already made, that you can access if you don't already have a copy. And there's a grounding meditation and a whole chapter on grounding in here. So I will be making the grounding meditations available on the website very soon so that you can just listen to it as often as you need to as we go through. There's a whole bunch of content that I have sort of ready to share. So as much as I can, I will be posting that for you. But let's do this part first. So you can just get settled, bringing your feet to the floor. So just very gently, as you listen to my voice, gently close your eyes. Let your breath relax. Place your feet flat on the floor and bring your spine up straight. Just gently become aware of the energy of the earth just below your feet, just below the base of your spine. Notice the vast expanse of energy available to you now. This energy is wise, dependable, and nurturing. Feel the charge and character of this earth energy now. Now become aware of the energy within your body. Observe the difference or similarity between your energy and the earth's energy. Just notice this gently, easily, and with great kindness. Now, easily with your breath, allow the energy of your body and the energy of the earth to balance out. Let the energy reach its own stable resting point, your natural equilibrium. Allow the charges in your body and in the earth to harmonize, just easily and gently with your breath. Notice how your breath helps the energy flow. Notice the support, the love, the comfort that is available to you now. There is no need to push or pull the energy here. Just step aside and let it flow. Allow the earth energy to rise up your body, right to your crown. Allow any unwanted energy or tension to flow off right through your feet. Let the nurturing presence of Mother Earth be with you now. Surrender all barriers and blockages to her magnificent love. You are so loved. Feel it now. Rest here for a moment. When you're ready, wiggle your fingers and your toes and give yourself a big hug. And then bring your hands down your legs all the way, just bringing that energy down. And then you can bring your hands facing your body towards your aura and just smoothing off that energy field around your body. Just smoothing and letting all of the energy around you be nice and clear and even and smooth. And then give the edges of that electromagnetic field, your auric field, a little pat to seal in that healing. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Great. Okay. That's grounding in a nutshell. I'm fascinated to hear what you experienced in that. So please do type into the chat what happened for you and how you're feeling now. The chat, if you're not sure, is just below this if you're joining live. If you're joining later, you can send us messages. I'd love to hear what you had to say. Lori says, beautiful meditation. Thank you so much, Lori. And yeah, thank you. Beautiful feeling warm and fluid from Allison. Cheryl, my energy immediately settled and balanced. I feel so much calmer. Oh, that's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much. Feeling much better, calmer, even if thoughts were ruminating, it calmed. Thank you, Marcella. That's wonderful. And that's so great. Oh, Kelsey, grandmother earth, so calm and stable. Anita, just what I needed. I have a smile on my face now. Berlitza, the earth is so benevolent. Yes, she sure is. So patient with us. Vince. Thank you, everybody. Ayla, how are you?
I'm feeling good. I definitely felt the energy start to drop down. As soon as I closed my eyes, I was like, yes, this is
Yeah.
exactly where I want to be.
Yeah. It's so needed, just for a moment to just drop into that and really coming back to the breath as often as you think about it. That grounding is part of our energetic hygiene. So we are all hopefully washing our hands with soap and water and trying not to touch our faces and doing all of the things to increase our immunity and boost up, eating healthy and all of those things as much as possible. But we also need energetic and emotional hygiene, which is staying in your own energy container and, and connecting in. But it's really, really important to know that being separate doesn't need to be disconnected, and that what we do when we ground is we immediately form this connection with something that is lasting and stable and is there for us all of the time. We're never outside of the earth's mighty hug, right? We're always within that force of gravity. Even the people on the International Space Station are within Earth's embrace. So we have that available to us all of the time. And there's nothing too heavy, too toxic, too painful for the Earth to handle. She can see it, she's seen it all, and she can take it all. And that's actually that Earth energy role, is to take all of the refuse and break it down, turn it into fertilizer so there's new growth. That's what the earth is best at. And so you just allow her to do her job. And and that allows us to plug in and be in that steady place, even if everything around us is swirling. So there we go. Thank you. Dawn says a mindful vacation. Thank you, Annalise. Feeling balanced and calm. That's wonderful. Ah, yay. Thank you, everybody. So, let me just check my notes. Grounding meditation. Oh, yeah. Take questions. So does anybody have anything they'd like to share? Anything they have questions or about or anything like that? You are more than welcome to type that into the chat. One of the things that I've been really feeling is that we are all being invited into this very yin, very feminine place of being where we actually cannot do anything. We have to be. And dropping into that beingness of our nature is super, super important. And it's something that we need all of the time, but we're really being called as not just a community here, but as a collective community worldwide to drop into this being space. So how it's not about what we're going to do, it's about how we are going to be and how we are going to live. And we're really being called forward to stand in the light and bring in the light and be in that armor of light, our aura, so that we can do what is needed to be done, because there's going to be so much from this. This is a world-changing event. It's not about things getting back to normal. It's about finding a new normal. And I believe that all of us heart-centered, compassionate folks, and guess what? If you're watching this, you are one of us. So welcome. You are a light worker. You care deeply about others. You are probably very sensitive to energy. And thank you for being here and being that. And what's so beautiful about all of this, I always tell people in my Reiki classes that all healing is self-healing, that the work that you do to heal your own wounds, to move beyond what pain you have inside, that work is benefits everybody. So when you are calm, you create this ripple of calm around you. You don't even have to leave your house for it to have an effect. It ripples, it's got a wide ripple. And that's exactly what everybody needs right now. And not everybody knows how to find it. And so now that you know, you can, as much as possible, with gentleness, come back to that grounding breath and just really, really plug in. The work we do as sharing that compassionate light in the world it really can't be understated. Something so simple as helping out a neighbor, as just sending a message to somebody who might be isolated, or calling our elders, calling people who are maybe not as well versed in technology and might be feeling alone and scared. All of those things are sort of our call to action. But what to do and when? The best thing is to connect in through the deep wisdom inside our soul and our heart. And that's way easier to do once you've been grounded, is then First step, ground. Then the second step is to bring your awareness to the ancient knowledge that lives inside you. That inside you, in your soul, in your heart, is a deep reservoir of wisdom. And you know deep inside what needs to be done, what your heart's calling you to do. And that energy is so steady. It's ancient and timeless, just like the earth, just like the universe. And that energy is the energy that needs to be brought forward and has to guide us now, because everything else is so uncertain. The mind cannot figure this out. So the mind is a great computer. It's here for us to process information, but the mind is a servant to our heart's wisdom always. And so a big part of it is to switch the priority. Instead of asking our mind to decide what to do, which it can't, because it's all question marks up here. We don't know. But the heart does, our souls do. And when we tap into that, we get such clear, guided information. And it might be something as simple as like, take a sip of water. Just take a sip of water. Just stand still for a moment and close your eyes. It could be reach out to somebody. It could be form a webinar. Create a group. That was what my heart told me Thursday night. I couldn't sleep until I did it. And it was such a deep call. And the more I tried to ground and use all of my tools and all of the Reiki, the energy just got bigger and bigger and bigger. And I just, it bust through the little girl part of me that wanted to say hidden. And I just did it. So it doesn't have to be that bold or big. It really can be something as simple as singing on your balcony. Oh, that just gets me every single time. Compassion just wells me up. Yes, so that compassionate energy is just huge, really just huge. And that's really what happens when we tap into our heart, is that we gain that inner awareness and we cultivate that deep, wise knowing within us. And it's the wisdom that has to guide us now, because we don't know from our brains. We there's too much of all of the other stuff. So anyway, so dropping into the heart space and letting that wisdom guide your next steps is super important. And then the other thing that's really key right now is to have a strong aura. Your aura is your electromagnetic field that surrounds your body. And that helps give you this nice bubble from everything else that's happening. And it's not in an isolating way. It's in it helps keep you centered and calm within your own grounded state, so that you can be in your bubble, basically. And it actually helps, it drives connection, because if you're in your bubble, you can help. If you're not in your bubble, if your energy is dispersed everywhere, then your energy is within everyone else's energy. That's when you get swept along, and it gives you less ability to take mindful, calm action. So really being in that pseudo light all of the time, as often as you think of it. Those things really do help you stay in that calm, mindful place and start tapping into that wisdom deep inside, which is really this call to purpose that that each of us deep inside of us have a special gift, that we have something that we are best at. So if you are good at organizing, if you are good at managing finances, if you are good at helping people and being a compassionate ear, or if you have a energy healing modality or technique like Reiki or something similar, or any other thing that you can use to help support people, even if it's just to reach out to maybe the people on your email list to send a message of support and a message of calm. It is going to go a really, really long way. And that's really this Lightworker call to action, is that each of us have a big compassionate heart and energy, and I see that rippling out to everyone around the world, and that is partly our energy and holding space energetically for what is happening right now, for all of the big energy that is there. And part of it is with these mindful, heart-centered actions. And it can be really small, because when you're in that deep heart field energy, it is that you don't have to do a lot of action. It can be really tiny, but it creates a really big ripple, because the energy underlying it is the energy of the universe. And that carries it a long, long way. And you may never see exactly where those ripples extend, but believe me, I know they matter. I know they matter. And they matter. They've always mattered, but now more than ever, it's so important to drop into that space and come from that space and anchor that in, because if as soon as you know how to do that, you must do that. You must. It's a responsibility. So, there we go. that was a little download. Ayla, how are you? What you thinking?
I was having a conversation with a friend today about raising vibrations, and how by meditating and showing up for ourselves and raising our own vibration, we're raising the collective vibration, and how good that would probably be for the world. And while you were talking, I was also thinking about that quote by Ram Dass. I think you taught it to me when I was taking my Reiki training, about it's the most awakened persons in the room job to stay awake, or something along the lines. You probably know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. That's I don't remember the exact quote. If anybody does remember the exact quote, that's super, super great. Ram Dass, if you don't know who he is or was, he was a spiritual teacher and one of the best teachers of mindful presence that I've ever seen. And really pretty much a living saint, like just such a beautiful person. And some of his videos, he's got a lot of YouTube videos, and he wrote the book Be Here Now in the 60s, and many others. And he talks a lot about how important being anchored in the present is so, so important. Yeah. Kelsey, and responsibility is simply the ability to respond. Just for those who get a little prickly like me about that word. Yeah. That's beautiful. Yeah, it is the ability to respond. It is the ability to respond. And that it was going to change it. What you need to do in any given moment is going to change moment by moment, because things are happening rapidly. And perhaps your heart says, like mine did last night, go eat soup. So I was told, don't do any more work, don't send any more messages, don't do anything, just go eat soup. And so soup I ate. And that is important, because self-care comes in lots of different forms, and helping comes in lots of different forms. And so always coming from that grounded, anchored energy first, and wait good and long until you're really in it. Don't worry if you're not there right away or that you don't feel there right after. There's going to be, a first and second and third and fourth and fifth wave of people. So, you might just be preparing and resting for, wave number 7 down the line, however many months from now is when it will be your turn to rise and do your thing, whatever that ends up being. So so if you're guided to rest, just completely trust that that is exactly what you are meant to be doing. If you feel like you just need to sleep, sleep, because who knows what you're preparing for, right? So really, really tap into that and trust what your heart is saying, because that is absolutely where we all need to be, and that's the space. Cheryl, I've gotten those messages. That's fantastic. It's so much easier when I'm just repeating what your guides have already told you. And I was told I need black moonstone. So now I have one. Excellent. Black moonstone. Ooh, so pretty. Yes. Using all of our spiritual tools and resources from whatever spiritual tradition, faith, or background you are in, whatever supportive, nurturing practices you already have, use those. Plus this and anything else you find that's going to anchor you in to that deep sense of presence. And that's really what this is all about. So there we go. Where are we at? Oh, perfect. Ayla, do you have anything to add? Or would anybody like to add anything?
No, I feel like you said that great. I'm good on that.
Okay, sounds good. Yes, so what we'll do next is a meditation that I'm tentatively calling the Empowered Energetic Immunity Healing Meditation. So yeah, I think it works. And it's a meditation, but it's also a healing visualization. And it is, I love it. And it really can help tap you in to even a deeper grounded state, and will also help really, really clear the energy around you. So we're kind of bombarded from lots of different fronts, and all of that energy sort of goes onto our energy field. And, the first step is to get clear with grounding and your breath and tapping into your heart. And then next is to clear your energy field. And when your energy field is clear, then it's much, much easier to just move and breathe and live in this space. And really, it's all of these tools, no matter what happens, they're great for anything. So not just dealing with this crisis, but we had all of the things in our lives before this moment happening, and some of them may have fallen off the table, and they've become small potatoes, and they aren't concerns anymore because this has taken precedence. But maybe some of the other ones have really ramped up, and that's okay. It's all where we're at, and wherever you're at, these tools will help you. And yeah, there we go. So we can go into another little meditation, and then after that, we'll kind of create maybe a little tiny little mindful empowered action step after that. It's a lot easier once you tap in first, though. So great. So just take a few deep breaths, gently relaxing, gently closing your eyes. Just letting any of that static charge be gently released by a sigh of relief. Just knowing there's a strong guiding presence here with us all. Deep down in the core of everything, there is a steadiness and a flow, a deep inherent wisdom within the planet, gently guiding us and nourishing us, supporting us in any way imaginable. Just letting everything heavy melt into the tender arms of Mother Earth. She is prepared to receive it all. There is nothing too big. There is nothing too painful. There is nothing too overwhelming that she cannot help us with. Letting that strong and nourishing guidance flow. Feeling that ancient rhythm of energy. Knowing that rhythm within the earth. That slow and deep cycle of nature lives within you. You can feel it in your bones. You can feel it in your heart. You know this to be true. Take another deep sigh of relief. Letting everything melt off your shoulders. Placing temporarily everything outside of your bubble. Just allowing this space and time to be within the stillness inside of you. Letting anything that isn't connected to your purpose in this lifetime go. Allowing your soul to decide what to keep and what to stay. Knowing that this is a process that happens deep inside of you. A knowingness in your heart. Allowing the mind and all of its thoughts to step into service of your heart and your soul. Your heart is in charge and it knows what to do. Your heart is in presence and full expansion of your spirit and your being in this moment. This beautiful and precious moment with all of its grace and gifts. It's yours. A beautiful violet light is descending to touch your crown. Welcome in the light. Allow it to fill your crown and third eye, your throat, through your shoulders, down the arms and hands. Moving in through the heart, the solar plexus, within your belly, gathering all of your solar plexus energy, keeping it inside you. Bring it to the sacral, the lower belly, the root at the base of your spine, and all the way down your legs to the bottoms of the feet, and all the way to the center of the earth, completely connected and rooted. Take a few soft breaths into whatever you're feeling. Know that all of your feelings are okay, giving them space to be felt fully, breathing deeply into the sensations of it, noticing how they naturally shift and move, very gently, one by one, being led into the light and grace of your soul. Begin taking soft breaths into your energy field, noticing what's there. Noticing with kindness and compassion. Allowing anything in your energy field that isn't yours to dissolve. Letting it go to the highest light. Knowing that there is an immense, kind, and loving presence within the universe, looking out for all of us. Surrender everything that is beyond your control to the light. Allowing your aura, your energy field, to be swept clean and clear by your guides and angels, your immense divine team. Around the edges of your aura, your bubble of light, imagine a beautiful rainbow. First with red closest to your body, a beautiful ruby color. Then orange, bright and vibrant on the outside of that red. Beyond the orange, yellow, clear, and calm. Beyond the yellow, a deep, beautiful green. Beyond the green, a cool and soothing blue. Beyond the blue, a serene indigo. And beyond the indigo, a beautiful protective violet all the way around the edges of your aura. A beautiful purple color. Like amethyst. Totally smooth and clear, head to toe, all the way around you. Knowing that this field is maintained by the angels and your team with a strong intention from Mother Earth and the universe itself. Guided and protected by all the beings of the light. They will maintain this for you, even if your mind wanders, attending to other details of life. This energy field will stay there. And now gently bringing awareness back into the body, gently wiggling your fingers and your toes. You can bring the energy back down your legs, connecting it back into the earth below you. Just moving your hands down your legs. And then bringing your hands facing your body, just smoothing off that energy field around your body, making sure it's nice and clear, just giving the edges of it a nice little pat to seal in the healing, knowing that it will continue for you for as long as you need it. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Welcome back, everybody. I would absolutely love to hear what you experienced. I'm new to this technology thing, but I think there's a way that you can raise your hand if you'd like to share what you experienced. We won't be able to take everybody, but if you have a headset and you're sort of plugged in to your device and you would like to share what you had to experience, we'd love to hear from you. Or you can type it into the chat, which should be one of those buttons at the bottom of the screen. So just tap around until you find something. Probably will. Yeah. But yeah, so Ayla, how did that go for you? What did you experience?
Oh, thank you. That was so lovely. I feel like the energy in my apartment just calmed down. It was great. I felt like when you got to the part about like kind of seeing your aura or something, I forget what you were saying, but I felt like there was literally people all around my aura and I was like suffocated by them and I was like, wow, no wonder I feel this way. It started to sort of dissipate and then I felt my aura sort of expanding outwards and I was like, oh yeah, that's spacious. That's how that's supposed to feel. This is important. And I just feel so much more calm and grounded and my heart feels really expanded. I feel really empowered at the moment too. Like I feel like I'm like, yeah, I could do all the things.
Yeah. Oh, that's so great. Oh, that's so great. That's so great. Thank you. Um, yeah, so Anita, very calming and very powerful. Oh, that's fantastic. Lexi, I imagined that I was in an old growth forest on a bed of moss. I felt the calm energy of Mother Earth and my whole body started to tingle. Ah, that sounds amazing. Allison, so good. Lots of cosmic shifting and flow in my body. Felt expansive, yet in my safe container, feeling solid. Ah, yes, that's wonderful. That's wonderful, wonderful. Um, yeah, as far as I can tell, I don't see anyone else. Okay, cool. Um, Oh, there we go. Dawn, even with my kids in the background, I was able to calm my nerves and really ground myself. Uh, I saw myself connecting with my kids within my aura. My husband was harder to keep in my close aura, however, but my kids are very little. Maybe that's why. Yes. Um, it's best that everybody have their own bubble. We meet together but separate. Oh, I'm using my mouse to gesture. Um, and so there's a reason that your husband's outside your bubbles because that's where he needs to be for everybody to be able to ground easily. Little kids, especially, they tend to be in our bubbles because that's a survival thing. And then as they get older, they start moving out. Like they move out of your energetic bubble before they move out of your house. So, um, but yeah. So and that so we can be really close together, but everybody has their own bubble, and that energy is energy, so it will just shift and move, but it's always there, and that will help us all. Everybody has their own grounding cord and divine energy channel, and everybody has their own aura. And when we're all in our own bubbles, that's when we communicate the best, because then it's like, is that my feeling or your feeling? And that's something that might help you. Um, uh, Relitza, there was a lot of heavy dark sludge sticking to my energy field. It was good to have a visual for what I've been feeling. Even better to shift it away. Amazing. Anita, I feel like I've gone somewhere else. Is there still chaos going on in the world? Exactly. That's what being in the bubble's all about. Is you're like, problem, what problem? Oh, Kelty's hand is up. Oh, great. Okay, let's see if I can figure that out. Oh, there we go. I can allow you to talk, Kelty, and unmute. And I think you might need to unmute yourself.
Does that work?
There. That works. Hello, Kelty.
Yay, hello. I came in a little bit late on that, but I had experienced it yesterday and I wanted to share what that felt like. It was just I had been experiencing so much of the heaviness that I think we're all feeling out there. And when it went through this meditation, it was just so incredibly expansive. And I felt like my aura was enormously expanding and really even just beyond, I think as I was sharing with you, even beyond this space, and then it even felt like it was connecting in this beautiful web with other people that were expanding beyond that space. And it just helped to ground me and helped to make me feel like I was so much a part of something much bigger than myself. So it was exceptionally empowering.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Thank
And
you.
I love that image of this sort of activated web or light of all these like interconnected dots of,
Yes.
and that just resonates so deeply with me within me. Is like in you gave words to something that I was sort of feeling, but that we're able to, connect in with each other. We each activate like these little sparks of light, and then we create this like beautiful web around the planet. And that sort of energy, even that I had that today as well in a Reiki session that I got to receive, which was fantastic, which was this feeling of holding hands with each other. This sort of massive, like we're in this together. Every single person in the world is in it with us. There's not one person in the world that isn't affected in some way by this, and or will be soon if they're not already. So this feeling of being energetically and digitally connected and with each other, and and that's that kind of energy that is really creating um, this structure within the chaos, and that's the framework that everything is going to be built around, and that's very powerful energy indeed. So thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for sharing your experience. That's so lovely. I really appreciate you chiming in.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm just gonna put you back. There we are. Yeah, lower hand. Okay. Ooh, I'm fine. I'm figuring things out. It's so great. Um, yeah. So thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. So the next little bit. So now that you're in this like nice, connected, powerful aura bubble of energy, is that perhaps you have this space within you in your heart of just sort of dropping into that deep knowing of like, now that you're connected, now that you're surrounded and in the light, deep inside your heart, there in your soul, there are instructions for what you must do next. And if you tune into that energy just briefly inside you, that light in your heart and wisdom and guidance, there's perhaps an inspiration there, something that maybe small, maybe big, maybe um, something that has inspired you, maybe to just moved you to connect with somebody, or um, help in some way, or maybe just take care of your own needs, because that's also really important. Connecting and cuddling your kiddos and helping them through this, to manage the next little while. Many people their kids are not in school, and so maybe cultivating ideas for how you're going to stay in that sort of present space with each other, how you're going to be. And it can be really small. It can be watching funny movies with your family. That's important. It could be reaching out to your community. If you already have a platform of people that you connect with, how could you bring this calm and connected feeling to your group or your community? And whichever way it is, even if it's just sending a little message, even yeah, any of those things. So yeah, there we go. Yeah. Okay, great. I have a question from Dawn. Thank you for asking. I have a young family, ages 3 months to 4, 3 kids. I'm newer to Reiki and accepting the light around me. And with the chaos outside my family, I feel that I'm more disconnecting from the outside. Is this okay? I feel guilty almost. That is 100% okay. When you have little ones, the priority always goes to them, especially when you have infants. And I love what my grandma told me when I had my son. She says, well, you have a new boss. And so you have 3 bosses. So it's really important that you really listen to your own needs. The best way you can serve right now is to take care of yourself and take care of your little ones, and that's enough, and that's a lot. So it's totally okay to just not you don't need to go outside of your family. You don't need to go outside your door. You don't need to do anything big or grandiose. It's really about tuning into your heart and what you're listening to, what your heart says. So if your heart says, stay home, cuddle with your little ones, make sure you know, they're fed and they've got their naps and everything like that. That is going to be the most important work for you. And then if you get guided to anything else, then that's great too. But it's really, really important to not discount any of those actions that we're taking from our heart space. And it's really leading from that wisdom inside your heart. So when your heart says rest, you rest. When your heart says act, you act. And that's it. And because that's good, what's going to keep you out of worry and overwhelm, because the mind doesn't know. So as soon as you drop into that soulful space, everything gets clear. So I hope that helped. There we go. I think that was it. Thank you for asking, because I want to make sure that that's really really important. Is sometimes, and I think that's part of it, is that when you're a kind, helpful person, there's we can easily get overloaded, and we just all need to do our little tiny part. If it was talking today about, if I don't need to do it all, if I just do something 10 minutes, then if everybody's doing something 10 minutes long, that all adds up, right? And it can be really, really tiny and really subtle. And most of the time we don't even realize the ripple we're having. If all you did was just ground and anchor in the light, that is enough. And that can be your action. So that's kind of my take on that. I'm curious what your sort of heartful action is, what your heart is and soul is calling you to do. If you'd like to type that into the chat, I would love to hear what you've got. And if you don't have anything, that's also okay. The main thing is to tune in. Oh, thank you, Lori. Thank you so much for sharing all of this. You're a beacon of light, and thank you for sharing this with all of us. That's good. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm curious, Ayla, did anything pop up for you when you sort of tune into your heart about what your next teeny tiny little step is?
I got a couple of big steps during that one, but I
Okay.
feel like the next little one I feel like was to just be present.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's the
Just
biggest, that is the biggest step. That's not the little step, that's the big one.
Right, because that's actually probably the hardest one.
So hard. Like, really, it is really the most challenging thing, and we really want to make sure we're present before we act, and to take the time that it takes, and it's okay if it's going to take a little bit more time to adjust. There's lots of things sort of coming at us fast and furious, and adjusting work schedules and all of those sorts of things. So yeah, it's being mindful and being present is the big one, and then anything after that is great. So yeah. Oh, that's so great, Allison. Reach out to a friend and invite him to Geneva's next session. Be present from Marcella. You're going to pass this on, Dawn. That's great. A big heart from Kayla. Kelty, I can hold space for those around me. It's my Italian song. Oh, those Italian singing. I can't. I heard also that they this today at noon they clapped for 10 minutes or something like that for all of the health workers, keeping everybody healthy and safe in Italy. And that gets me. And you think of, how small an action it was for just somebody to sit. Who knows how it started? It wasn't organized by the brain, it was organized by the heart. Somebody sat out there on their balcony and their heart said sing, and so they sang. And other people joined them, not because they were told to, but because their hearts needed to sing too. And we all need to sing in our own way, whatever way that is. And if we're touched by that story, we know how powerful those simple things can be. It can really help us everywhere to move through all of this and where it's going to go. So great. Kelsey, I know when I know the song the Italians were singing, so we can sing it here. Yes, exactly. Well, I don't know what the Italians were singing, but I know that feeling of the song, and it's really singing whatever your heart says to sing is what is that. Or researching the Italian song, because that would be pretty great too. I don't think I'm in a place where I can listen to that and not fall completely apart. So I haven't listened to it yet. And yes, so the really listening to what your heart has to sing. So speaking of songs, today, what I heard when I was receiving this massive Reiki session for myself from one of my group and my team is I heard the song rise up, rise up to the power. I don't know the rest of the words. It's some 80s song. I haven't even had a chance to Google it to find out what it is. If somebody knows that song, can you tell me who sings it? But anyway, it's because I grew up in the 80s. But I love that idea of that we really need to dig deep and rise up, and in whatever way that is, maybe watch Captain Marvel, where she like rises up and she's like the super strong light being that is all full of power and energy. I love those kind of movies. Parachute Club, maybe. So we all are really, really strong, and we're strong together. We're strong together. So even though we are separated physically, we really need these ways of connecting with each other, and it matters, and it has a big ripple. Yeah. Judy, thank you so much for reconnecting me to this reservoir of love and light. I definitely feel a renewed strength to action. No clarity on what that means, except, as you say, to be in that space and let it ripple. So thank you. I knew I missed you, but it appears it was a lot. Aw, thank you. Yes, so that is so beautiful. I love all of that information. It's pretty beautiful. So really listening in to what your heart has to say, that is the biggest call to action we can really do, and know that that's enough. We're being asked worldwide to step into being, and be in that beingness of our hearts. And when we're in that, it's so important. It's so important. So really, it's fantastic. Yeah. Do you have anything to add, Ayla?
I don't think so. I feel like the conversation's been so great and you've covered so much.
Yeah.
I love it.
I love it too. I love it too. So the next step for me is to attend to my self-care. That's what I'm going to be doing in the next little bit. I will be putting this up as a YouTube link. You please feel free to share it with anybody who you feel could benefit from this. We will be hosting more of these as our time and schedule allows. I will be posting everything to the Luna Holistic blog once they're up as podcasts and as videos. So feel free to share all of those things. Future events will all be on the front page of lunaholistic.com. Right in the very top, there's a section that says Get to Work, Lightworker. And so as we keep on going, we'll be adding that in. The other thing that is on my list of things to do is to create a daily email list. So you can always sign up right now. Right now I have everything going, the emails going through the lunaholistic.com email list. So on the main page of Luna Holistic, if you scroll down, there's a sign up for a newsletter link, and you can put that in there and you can get a free self-healing meditation that you can download. Use that, share that, whatever you need. And then that's one of the places that I will be sharing updates and things like that. But I'm hoping in the next little while to create a daily call to action email, which will give you a meditation or a focus or just a reminder, a little beam of love or something like that, that will just sort of drift into your email box every day as everything unfolds. I have to set that up yet, so links to follow, just check the resources page on lunaholistic.com for all of that stuff. We're trying to sort of rapidly respond to everything and get all of the resources that you need up there. Yeah, so there's a ton of material and information that I've kind of got stored in my back pockets, and I will make that as readily available as I can, as quickly as we can. So so that's sort of my action plan, but self-care first. Maybe a nice bath and a good old cry in the tub. So the power of tears to wash everything clean. I'm curious, and I'd love to, while everybody's still on the line before we sign off for the evening, I'm really curious about what would be meaningful for you as far as the frequency of these live get-togethers. And, you know, how often do you feel like you would need this, or the members of your community, how often would they need this? I was sort of thinking of hosting another one midweek and maybe another one on the upcoming weekend, just to sort of wherever I can fit it in the schedule, and I can have an assistant like Ayla join me, because I need help. I need somebody to hold my hand. Great, Allison. Yes, I was thinking twice a week. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I was kind of thinking that too. I felt a lot of urgency to get this up and rolling and everything. So I'm totally happy twice a week. Yeah. Ayla, what are your thoughts?
I feel like a good twice a week would be fantastic also.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, once or twice a week. I was thinking I'd probably bunch them up, right now, and then we'll, as things unfold, we'll sort of spread them out or have more. It just depends on what the future brings. The other thing is that I've been really guided to stay right where my feet are, which I love that you brought up that mountain pose, because it's really important. Yes, twice a week, Natasha says, would be great. Much needed with working in one of the hospitals. Thank you. And thank you. Can we just give like a little virtual round of applause and the safest cyber hug ever to all of those people who are in the front lines of this thing? Oh man, do we love and appreciate you. And I absolutely adore all of the work that you are doing to keep everybody healthy and safe, including all of the first responders, all of the people in multiple levels of our system to keep everything rolling and get people the right information at the right time. That's impressive and amazing. Ooh. Thank you. And yeah, keep on keeping on. And say, yeah, I think that's good. I think we can close it out from there. Thank you, everybody. We can give this is the world's safest hug right now. And if you want to, you don't have to be hugged by me, but if you want to hug me too, I like it.
I'm hugging.
Oh, yay. Yay. Wonderful. Thank you, everybody who was able to attend live. Thank you if you're listening to this later. Please share this if you got any benefit from it. Check back on the lunaholistic.com site, as we're going to be posting more things like this as we go on. and just sort of roll out whatever resources we have to help people stay in that connected, calm space. It's really open to anybody who has a heart and a compassionate soul is welcome to join. We have beings of light in every sector in the whole world. Wherever you are is exactly where the universe has put you, exactly for this moment in time. Where you are, where you're working, where you are in the world and your family is no accident. So just ground and trust that you've been placed there strategically. And whatever industry you're in, just stay steady, anchor the light, use these tools throughout the day. And I'll be sharing everything as we go. So thank you, everybody. Big hugs all around, and we will see you soon. Stay safe and healthy, and wash your hands. Bye, everyone. Thank you.